In this video, I want to cover the churches that are closing down and in replacement are mosques. A lot of people are angry in saying that the Muslims are taking over and Christianity is dying. But what do you expect? When you kick out Christ out your country, you leave a vacuum. You leave an emptiness. I made a video, I think it was 3 years ago. Just look up Yahweh Christ. He's going to shake up the earth. And I made quite a few prophecies regarding what would happen to England. And I said that Muslims will take over the United States. They will take over the United Kingdom. So I sound a bit weak today because I've been unwell. My heart's been playing up. So if I sound a bit weak, please do bear with me. Yes, I said that that the United Kingdom will be taken over by Islam because God is going to punish Great Britain. And I stated my reason why. I said that I had a dream of an earthquake in England, an earthquake, and in this dream God showed me why he was punishing this nation. And the reason being was because not only the dog's got a devil in him, the demons possessing the dog, must be a Muslim, right? Anyway, Christians were persecuted in England while the Muslims were allowed to spread their religion. I'll do part 2. We are told we wrestle not against flesh or blood but principalities. It's interesting that the dog was quiet, and as soon as I started to talk on Christianity, Christian persecution, the dog started to become woke, and started acting strange. And it tells you the spiritual battle that we are in. When dogs even starts to bark, something's wrong. But it made me laugh. It's the first laugh I've had since I've been ill. I've only just come out of hospital 10 days ago, so it's the first laugh I've had. But when you kick Christ out your country, what do you expect to happen? When you tell, Israel did this in biblical times. Israel went to pagan gods. They went to foreign gods. And as a result, Israel was punished. She wasn't patriotic and faithful to her God. Instead, she went after Baal. She went after Canaanite God, the moon god, crescent god, Islam, the moon crescent, Baal. She went after Baal, the moon god, the crescent, and Moloch. And as a result, Yahweh cut off himself from her. Hence why in AD 70 Jerusalem fell, which was prophesied by Jeremiah. You turn your back on your God, your faith and the covenant, and your people will perish. And I had a dream. I think it was a prophecy. It was in 2000. When did we have the referendum? It was in 2000 and I think it was 15, 16. I made quite a few videos on this channel regarding the prophecy. Just look up Yahweh Christ. He's going to shake up the earth, etc. And you will see lots of videos on the subject I covered, where I said, that God is going to curse this nation because they've turned their back on him. On each corner in England, there's a mosque, not a church. I worship God at home. I would love to go to church, but there's not many. And the ones that do exist, they're money motivated, they're woke, they cancel culture, they're liberal, they embrace any and everything. There's one guy who commented on here saying, this is supposed to be a Christian channel. What you do knocking Muslims. This is what the church has come to. They've opened their doors to LGBTQ. It's no longer the church. It's no longer the church. It's become anything and everything. A garbage shop. A mishmash of spirituality and New Ageism. And that's why the church is in a state that she's in today. That's the reason why she's dying. And that's why Islam is becoming stronger. In fact, Andrew Tate actually says that's why people are leaving the church, because people want biblical standards. They want family tradition, family standards. They don't want things to be redefined and changed, which is what happens in this woke and cancel culture in the Western world. But Islam doesn't do that. And that's why it's become enticing in its snakish and devilish form, and it's taking root in England and America, but mostly in England, because it's a cursed nation. Because England used to spread the gospel around the world. Then what did she do? She turned her back on God in favor of Muslim oil. That's what it's about. Just read Londanistan, and also is covered in the book Islam on Trial. Why England became so, how can I put it, Muslim friendly. I did do a video on it years ago, and YouTube took it off. It goes deeper than that. If you think your government loves you're wrong. They love oil and they love money. And the Bible says the love of money is the root to all evil. Israel, she suffered because she turned her back on the living Lord, and as a result, they lost Jerusalem. They lost in AD 70, and the same thing is happening to Britain. She will lose her history. She will lose her culture. She will lose her identity. God will punish this nation because we shut down all the churches. We became liberal, and we will persecute Christians while uplift Islam. It's all over TV. Everybody's pro-Muslim, but if you're anti-Christ, you get a tick, you get a promotion, like the BBC. It's a horrible time to be a Christian. Horrible time. You get persecuted in the workplace. They try to set you up. So we're really living in end times. So this is a comparison between Jerusalem, and Britain, and why Britain will collapse. 500 churches closed and became mosques. What does that tell you about the state of England? People don't want faith, and we will perish for it. God will bless you if you return back to him. He will bless you and see your fruit and your vineyards start to grow and prosper. But you cannot serve two masters at the same time. You can't embrace Islam and Christianity. It does not make sense. You must